Do you remember Tucker?
Yes. Oh,
I think he was like the first person I fancied, maybe.
Where the fuck is Tucker?
I think he might have been the first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was that.
Something about him.
I remember being enamoured.
I remember.
And I don't know why. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, why?
I remember wanting to be Mackenzie so bad. She just had that natural. She was a little bit mysterious, and it was nice to see him vulnerable in front of her.
It was like, it was a very positive story.
It was great for women, you know.
Yeah,
we need to do a deep dive on Tucker. Where the fuck is he?
I know.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're just after saying that.
I saw something so random. Maybe it was like a Nickelodeon roundup, and I was like, "Oh my God, Tucker!"
I forgot all about him.
Could have been in the bin, like.
Yeah.
I remember Taina more than I remember Tucker.
Yeah. Nicola, it's coming. It's good. Write it down. It's coming. Hello, and you're very welcome along to the Unpopular Opinion podcast. I feel like my throat's about to make a noise, sorry. My name is Jen.
I'm Carla.
And this week, well, let's hang on. I remind us, right? We're on Patreon, right? I'm going to tell you. For €60, you get 5 extra episodes a month.
That's loads.
That's loads.
Plenty.
And generally, we call them mini-sodes, but they're not mini at all.
Yeah. And I've kind of been using the close friends as my vlog lately.
You fucking have, haven't you? Tell us about your tooth. Tell us about your dry socket. They did warn you. Your teeth look great.
Mine?
Yeah.
It's because I have tan on.
No, they can't do that.
Why? What?
I just think they look great.
Oh.
Even the shape of them.
And like,
Yeah.
like Trisha Paytas.
So tell us, you thought it was a filling. You thought it was a cracked filling.
So it was a cracked filling, or so I thought. Went to the dentist, collapsed fucking root canal. I would rather anything other than a collapsed root canal. Do you know why? Because I paid 1,200 quid for that bad boy back 2 years ago. Yeah. Like, the price of things in Ireland is absolutely astronomical.
Yeah.
Like, when they can ride you, they'll ride you hard. So anyway, I was rode. And anyway.
Dentists can't be trusted.
Bonkers. And so I got there and he was like, yeah, none of that's collapsed, that has to come out.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh. I was on my lunch break.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I had to come back and I was like, hi guys. So yeah, tooth was pulled. Everything was fine.
And then you drank from a straw.
No, well, when I originally got out, I drank from a straw because I couldn't, like,
you were numb. Yeah, you were numb.
My whole thing was numb. Mm-hmm. And sorry guys, I will say that if you're listening to this, and I've been struggling really to string sentences properly together lately. Mm-hmm. All of the codeine. Yeah. And I've got the shakes as well. So it's good.
You're not a codeine kind of gal. You're not you're not cut out for codeine.
No, as Tom says, I'm a super metabolizer. It's like, you are a super metabolizer because you are on the up right now.
Right.
But yeah, so tooth was pulled. I thought everything was grand. I took a little sip of a straw. Mm-hmm. And everything was fine. And that was the Friday. Saturday was grand. Sunday evening, I was like, oh, it's a little tender. I just thought maybe all of the
bruising and stuff.
Yeah, I just thought that. I was like, oh, that's grand. Woke up Sunday 4 a.m. in agony. Well, Monday morning would have been agony, and have been in agony ever since. So I went back and they were like, yeah, that's dry socket. So he just packed it, but it doesn't like last. So I've been taking all of the drugs, put it up on the Instagram.
You've been getting medical advice all week.
All week. And thank fuck.
From the followers.
Because I would have been fucked. The stuff that they gave me was shit. It did nothing. And I was like, no, I'll hop off a bridge if there was nothing like tooth pain.
Yeah. No, it's very pointed.
It's very omnipresent.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away ever. You're like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. So like, even right now, I'm just like, I can feel it constantly. I'm just like, there it is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that was all a bit shit. And thank God for the listeners, because they saved me.
Yeah.
They were telling me what drugs to take, when I can take them, how often to take them.
what you can take,
what I can take with what. They were just giving me all the cocktails.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit, this is what, day 5.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
What
And it
the
can go
fuck?
up to 2 weeks. And I'm flying to Greece tomorrow. So fucking kill me.
I assume you've looked up what dry socket is.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's where the clot removes itself. So that's why you're not supposed to like smoke or straw or any of those things.
Suction kind of
Yeah,
in the mouth.
basically anything that will dislodge the clot, because under the clot's the bone. Where the bone is, it can get very, very, very... So it's just like the worst toothache you've ever had, just constantly.
I've heard it's
agony.
awful.
And every single person writing to me was like, I'd rather give birth 30 times over, you know, all of these stories than ever have dry socket.
Yeah.
They're like, it's just the worst pain ever. And it goes on for so long. Yeah.
Fuck.
And every time I think I'm turning a corner, something happens.
I've heard it's really bad. I got 2 wisdom teeth removed at the same time. And I was warned about the dry socket.
Yeah.
Thankfully never got it.
Yeah. I've had 2
Like, I
teeth
couldn't
removed
imagine.
before and fine.
Yeah.
But this time, and apparently it's more seasonal. And it depends on what contraception you're taking.
What? So it's hormonal.
It can be hormonal too. I'm like, I'm sorry, bullshit. They were like, only happens to around 4% of people with extractions. At least half our listeners have had it. So
Yeah, that's not 4%.
so I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
That's fiddy.
Yeah, fitty. But there's just nothing, there's like nothing you can do about it. You just have to wait it out. It's very strange. Yeah.
You would think they'd have a cure for it at this stage.
Well, you just think that like they'd have something for it.
Yeah. Or like they would, I suppose, they need to, I don't know. I'm not a dentist. I don't know.
Yeah. So I've just been on a codeine
Trip for the last week and a
trip
half.
for the last week and I hate it.
You look great though.
I don't feel great, thank you, but I don't feel it.
No, you do. You look.
I've loads of tan on.
You look great.
Loads of tan on. Whole thing, you know, when you've all your appointments and they all, you know, because we're flying tomorrow, like all the appointments, you know. So I had to get the nails done, went in to get waxed earlier. That was a fucking trip.
Lovely.
Oh my
At least
God.
you already had the painkillers in your system.
I know, that was one thing I was thinking about. And she was like, just breathe. And I was like,
I don't want to know.
she was like, stop holding your breath. That's not going to help. And I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I was in there and there was some bloke in the stall next? Because it's Wax in the City. Best place ever, by the way. Really? It's just a walk-in.
Yeah, okay.
So
Nice.
it's so handy. Or you can just go on the app and it'll be like 10-minute wait, 5-minute wait. So handy.
Stop.
Oh, it's bish bash bosh. It's my dream. Somebody who is like allergic to appointments.
Yeah.
I like to go with the flow. I like if and when and how.
Yeah.
So yeah, really places like that really soothe me. And did I ever tell you about the time that I was in there and there was some bloke in the stall next? Because it's just like little stalls.
All right.
And he was singing all of the wrong words to every song that was on.
No.
Did I not tell you this?
No.
And me and my waxer, like at one point she dropped wax on my belly because we were howling so much. And he was being so strange. God bless like his waxer.
Yeah.
Because he was being so weird.
And it must have been a nerves thing with him.
I don't know what it was, but it was like what song was it? And he was like determined to sing, but didn't know the words.
That sounds like a prank. Was you sure he wasn't like
No,
filming that? Did that
no.
show up anywhere on the internet? Like
No.
that sounds fucking staged. Like
But it was like, no, he was just kind of like, yeah, love this song. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, ma. You know? It's just like very weird.
Fucking weird.
Very strange. Yeah. So look, you get characters, I tell you that. You get characters in the city centre.
The city.
Yeah, absolutely. So the internet has been rife, let me tell you, with the news, but not really the news, but the drama, shall we say, of Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney's. I'm not going to say
People are shipping them.
affair, but like
I know it's very close, isn't it?
it's a weird one. So let me break it down. Okay, let me tell you guys what's going on. Glen Powell, you might not know him. He was in Top Gun. He was like the 5th lead in Top. You know the way there's.
He was Hangman in Top Gun.
Is that what his name was?
Yeah, Hangman.
Is that we went to
hot.
Top? Do we go to Top Man
Yeah.
together?
Top Man,
yeah,
yeah.
Top Man, Top
Gun.
Top
Yes.
Gun together. We did. That was the one we went to.
He's basically this movie's version of Iceman from the original. He's the quote unquote villain, but they end up mates, you know.
Yeah, you know, save the day.
Jack.
He's a real fucking...
He's a jock.
He's such an American-looking bloke.
He looks like Zach Morris.
Yeah!
He's
Yes!
Zach Morris.
Yes! Oh my God. Like, you know that real Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
angles everywhere, jawline on fleek. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of like great facial hair.
Yeah.
Just so preppy. And what was interesting is because obviously we had the backlash this month of Ryan Gosling, hottest man in the world. I would say one of the hottest men in the world.
Up there.
Because of his charisma as well as his acting talent and everything else like that. Like facially also very handsome.
What do you mean backlash?
So he's playing Ken in the Barbie movie. And a lot of people were saying he's not good looking enough to be Ken. Ryan fucking Gosling isn't good enough. Isn't good looking enough to be Ken. I was like, oh my God. These people, if they saw me, they would be like, ugly people like you shouldn't be alive.
Who the fuck said this?
The internet went alight because in Barbie, so I find it really interesting because the whole thing about Barbie and the whole thing about the Barbie movie is that the poster says she's everything, he's just Ken.
Yeah.
The whole point is that he is an accessory, he's a side piece.
Yeah.
And it's such a campy, like it's a camp classic before it's going to be like the Heathers and, you know, all of those other kind of, you know, it's like a Clueless, you know, it's one of those movies that's going to be with us for a very long time.
Yes.
And you have to remember the original lead was supposed to be Amy Poehler. Which is
awful.
bonkers, by the way. It just doesn't really
it wasn't
suit.
even Amy Poehler. It was Amy Schumer.
Sorry, Amy Schumer, not Amy Poehler. Amy Poehler would have been great.
I actually don't think, no. It needs to be
it
Margot
was-
Robbie.
Yeah, so Margot Robbie obviously took it over and then Ryan Gosling was casted as Ken. And the first trailer came out and everybody, because in it, he's he's neon blonde. And, you know, I think he's 41 now.
Who cares?
It doesn't fucking matter. The man is...
He's
sensational.
Listen, if Eva Mendes is hanging on to him,
And she is
lads,
the best looking bird
in the world. Like,
she is fucking sensational. I actually forgot how hot she was. Every time I see her, I'm like, smoke show. Because you know the way they don't do carpets or anything together?
Yeah.
Because she's decided she doesn't want to be famous anymore, which I totally respect.
Yeah.
She just wants to raise their daughters and like let that be that. Fucking smoke show of a pairing. Like, is there anyone hotter?
no.
I don't think.
And I loved them in that movie. I can't remember what the fuck.
Place Beyond the Pines?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they might be. She said if she came back to acting, she'd want to do a movie with him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh,
But we
they're
want
just
it.
cool. Do you
Yeah.
know? They kind of remind me of like what Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith thought they were.
Yes. That's exactly, yeah.
You know, they thought they were real undercover. No, you weren't.
No.
Yeah. So
You want to be goals? It's even, right?
It's even, right? Tell you now. So the trailer for Barbie came out and a lot of people kind of took stills from the movie and distorted them and kind of put weird lighting on it. And it looks like he's kind of aged a bit and everyone was like, this is your Ken? Is this your Ken? Like, I've so many things to say about that. As I've said previously, Ryan Gosling is definitely one of the most handsome men.
Yes. And he will just keep getting better.
But not only that, he's such a good actor.
I love him.
And
He's brilliant.
in that trailer, you see those little clips of kind of dialogue between him and Margot Robbie. And it's so fucking funny.
I cannot wait.
I can't wait to see
Yeah.
the film. And I was so not interested until I saw the trailer. And I was like, yeah. Because in it, there's loads of Barbies and there's loads of Kens. But then there's like the main Barbie and Ken,
Yeah.
which is Margot and Ryan. And it was just such a weird one because people were like, it should have been Glen Powell. It just should have been Glen Powell. I'm like, no, it shouldn't have. You're missing the point. You don't need someone who looks like a Ken.
Yeah.
You need someone to tell the story because it's about a doll.
No, I get that.
This is cinema. You know what I mean? It's
No,
like,
I think Ryan and Margot are perfect for the roles. Like, I get where they're coming from with the Glen Powell thing.
yeah, and then I wouldn't mind. I'm going to show you this photo because I nearly fainted when I saw it. So did they do a pre-screening or there was some kind of premiere?
All right.
And
Barbie?
Of Barbie.
Oh, God.
And I just want to see your reaction. Sorry, CinemaCon. And CinemaCon's important because this is where all
the actors get together.
the actors got together. So you mean to tell me that This man is not attractive enough to play Ken. This man here.
He is
a
phenomenal.
fucking smoke show.
Yeah.
He could spit in my mouth.
And I'd savour it.
And I'd allow it.
Oh, he's beautiful, isn't he? He's
the thing of dreams.
It's the features.
And you mean to tell me that Twitter, that bird app, thought that this man was not attractive enough to play Ken?
Did they have blue ticks?
Probably.
Was it
Give me a
after
break.
Yeah, I know. And he even has frosted chips in that, and he's still
Chap has frosted chips. He looks like a home and away reject, and he's
does.
still
whopper. Is that it? Like a teddy coat, a pink teddy coat,
and a fucking Greta Gerwig t-shirt.
Stop it.
The Rock could never.
Get him away from me. Stop it.
Glen Powell could never.
No, he couldn't.
Glen Powell could never.
I get the attraction with Glen Powell, I do, but he's just...
Yeah, he is a real Ken looking dude. But as he said, he's more Zach Morris. You need somebody who's an actor.
Yeah.
You know? You need somebody who's range.
We need somebody who has the experience for it.
You need someone who, in that film, what was it? Crazy Stupid Love. And he, you know, that part where it's him and Emma Stone. Have you seen that movie?
Crazy, yes. Is that
You know
where
that part
Steve Carell's the dad?
Yeah.
Where he slaps him?
Huh?
That part in the movie where he's like, he figures out he's the dad and he slaps him.
Yeah. Oh, no.
He's just such a good performer. Oh, he takes off the top. Yeah.
The part where it's... And I was in the cinema and the whole cinema went...
Yeah. He's incredible.
Like,
he really is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. A man.
He can stop a room.
He
can absolutely stop a room.
absolutely could.
But back to Glen Powell and...
So back to CinemaCon, where the gang are.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So everyone's looking fab at CinemaCon. Do you know who's also looking fab at CinemaCon? The way that Sydney Sweeney was staring at Glen Powell. Oh. So Sydney Sweeney is famous for two roles mainly, which is Euphoria and White Lotus season 1.
Okay.
She, if you don't know her, she's a beautiful young actress.
Look her up while you're listening there. Look her up. Sydney Sweeney.
She's
gorgeous.
She's just
great
great.
rack.
Fucking phenomenal rack.
Unbelievable rack.
Yeah. And she's like the epitome of a pick-me girl, but doesn't try to be a pick-me girl. She's just into cars and she's into all this other stuff, and like she just kind of makes videos of her like restoring cars and working on engines, and people are always like, oh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, she's not Rita Ora. Like, I think that's just, like, I think she's actually genuinely into this stuff. But anyway, she seems cool. I don't really know her personal life. I don't really know. Like, she keeps it quite low key. She's engaged.
Yeah.
And Glen, our friend.
Glen.
Like the name.
Glen
Powell is a real, like,
from
school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. He could have done something with that.
He really could have changed it into a bit of a stage name.
Something cool. Just something diff.
Cooler. No offence to any of the Glen Powells out there, but I know that there's 100 of you in fucking Drogheda.
I'm sure that, I'm sure there's Powells in my family, on my nan's side.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Glen and Sydney are at CinemaCon. Now CinemaCon was kind of the crux, shall we say, of the issue. So in their lives, Sydney is engaged and Glen is dating a very beautiful model called Gigi Paris. Now, that kind of kills me.
Right.
Gigi Paris.
It's very... No, she went too far with the stage name.
Yeah.
He did fuck all with
her
the
real
stage
name is
name.
Marie.
Marie Murphy, is it?
Probably.
Where is she from?
Marie O'Connell. Yeah. I think she's Americana.
Right.
She's American. So... Sydney engaged to, I can't remember what the bloke does. I think he's pretty normal though.
Yeah,
he's a normie. He's like us, I think. Right. Or if he's not a normie, he's like a producer or...
He's a muggle.
He's a muggle. Oh my God, he's a fucking muggle. Yeah, he's a muggle. So Sydney's engaged to this muggle. And I don't think they've been together that long, and they were just kind of engaged, and they kept it all quite secretive. I remember seeing the blogs go crazy a while ago, being like, oh, she's engaged. Like, no one kind of knew.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you're not friends with her, so why would she tell you?
Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, he's with Gigi Paris.
Yeah.
He's with Marie
O'Connell.
and she's with her fella. But there have been these little bits and bobs that have been happening all throughout their promotion of this film. So, sorry, didn't even tell you. They're starring in a bleeding flick together.
Yeah.
Rom-com. The same person who directed Easy A, one of my favourite
Emma Stone
films.
again.
Emma Stone, an absolute banger. And Friends with Benefits.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It is going to be R-rated, and it's called Anyone But You, which means R-rated basically means there'll be something that's quite a saucy sex scene in it.
So it's going to be like 10 things I hate about you kind of thing.
With the sex scene.
Yeah.
But there was also backlash about the sex scene part.
Okay.
Loads of people were like, give me a rom-com where it fades to black. Like, I don't want to see, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because I thought that, anyway.
We're all getting a bit more progressive. I think there was also today I saw a headline, and it just goes to show the way the difference compared to like years gone past. Madonna did an X-rated music video in like 93.
Yeah.
And it was banned. Like they never got released. It was too raunchy, and now it's released. So like we're cool with it now. We're cool with it. We're totally cool with it.
We're in the future.
Express yourself.
Was it the... That's not the right one. That's not Madonna's.
No, I know. I'm trying to sing Express Yourself.
No, she hasn't expressed yourself too.
Don't get me back. I'm fucking... Flex, it's not happening, Carla. Stop trying to make it happen.
I'm sorry.
Go on.
So the two of these gangs, anyway, they are in this new Anyone But You film together. Rom-com. They're kind of trying to... They're like trying to make it a thing, do you know? Yeah. Now, the issue was that in their little press tour on the way up, from March 3rd, the first post appeared.
Right.
And it was a post, two of them collaborators, you know, on the post. And they're both on set, and it's him just smiling, and she is looking up at him as if he is the earth.
Yeah.
As if he is the sun. If he is in orbit. The way she is looking at him is very Cassie looking at Nate in Euphoria.
Yes.
You know?
I got the vibes. I got them vibes as well.
So...
And I can't... This is the thing about me. I can't separate her from...
Cassie. It's very difficult because she is that character. And also the character that she is in...
Euphoria.
White Lotus is very... It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Like... Tries to hit on her mate's fella.
Right.
In White Lotus too. So it's kind of... I don't know why. I think it's because those are the things that obviously made her famous.
She's been typecast now, you know?
As like the other woman kind of thing. I don't know. Anyway, it's not... Who knows what the fuck is going on. But that was on the 3rd of March. That first one happens, right? Now, Gigi Paris, Marie herself, in the meantime, had been kind of... Every time that Sydney or Glen would post something together, she would kind of post something like... One time she posted RESPECT and like... you know, or the first time that the rumours kind of broke, she put up a photo of her like in a bikini saying, it's been a week.
Okay.
You know, and yeah.
So she's feeding it. She's feeding the
machine. She's also, feeding it. And then, you know, another one, there was another post put up. She put one up of her looking like another smoke show saying, never been better.
Right.
So she's kind of,
Okay.
Yeah. Because there's been so many posts by Sydney and Glen looking unbelievably cozy and unbelievably kind of together-y.
Yeah.
It's very...
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's just a bit weird.
So I feel like actors and celebrities are fucking weirdos though.
They are the strangest people. And I know Fluently Forward is a podcast that I listen to a lot, but she always says that there is no monogamy in Hollywood. Like, it's just not a thing. Okay. She was like, I'm sorry. They're just...
all over each other.
That's just what it is. It's like, if you're in show business, baby, you're
riding everything.
You're riding everything. And it's kind of like part of the job. It's kind of part of the person that you are.
Okay.
Now, obviously that's a very specific stance, but...
Not wrong.
Not wrong, I don't think.
Not with all the stories that have gone down in such a small... Well, not, I wouldn't say a small circle, but like a hard enough circle to get into.
The more we find out about it, the more I'm like, I think she's onto something. Yeah. So, anyway, the two of them are back and forth with these fucking Instagram posts. Go have a look at both of their pages. You'll see them. And then at CinemaCon, like 2 things happened that kind of set the internet alight and also I think was the catalyst to the ending of the Glen Powell, Gigi Marie Paris's relationship.
Right.
So one is that they're doing an interview and they revealed that Sydney calls Glen Top Gun, a nickname referring to his big movie. He said, I love it when she calls me that. And it's very intimate. The way that it's being like...
Okay. It's awkward. Poor Marie.
Do you know, like, if you look at it, it looks like they're about to snog.
Oh, no.
You know, like, he's like, I love it when she calls me that. And you're like, oh.
God.
Okay. So that's a lot. And then there's also a video and they're like sitting on a couch and he's kind of doing like...
Oh, yeah, he flips her.
Yeah, he does like the flip,
Yeah.
Is it, you know, in Dirty Dancing where they're trying all the lifts and they're in the pool and it's kind of whatever. So they're like both on a couch sitting side by side and he like does this little flip of her like down onto the ground. Like very, you know, if you're doing a tango and you dipped someone.
Yeah.
Very a la that.
Yeah.
So that all happened April 23rd.
Right.
Okay, we're at April 28th right now. So after that happens...
What? Why is he posting this so publicly?
That's my thing as well, because it was the internet that was like, hold on, what's going on with you two?
Yeah.
You know, just like they did to Jessica Chastain and
Oscar
Isaac. Is it Oscar?
Isaac, yeah.
Oscar Isaac, yeah. Everybody was like, yo, what's going on here, bro? Because they're both in public long-term relationships. So very
strange.
Very strange. Very, very odd. Anyway, what happened then was that day, Marie Gigi Paris goes and unfollows Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, I don't
which
blame
is a
her.
big, to be honest, I'd be like, no, fuck
but
off.
it's a big statement as well to make in the drama of it all.
Yeah. And then she goes and follows Glen.
She goes and follows Glen?
Unfollows Glen. Right. And posts a cryptic message saying, know your worth and on to the next. And that same day, it had been announced that they had split.
All right.
Marie, Gigi Paris and Glen.
Fair fucking play to her.
So everybody's like, ooh, interesting. Now, an unnamed source said, Gigi only unfollowed Sydney on social media because Sydney never followed her back. This had nothing to do with Glen and Sydney. Oh, sure, Jan. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Kind of gas. So that's that kind of side of things done. Everybody's a bit like...
will they, won't they? She's still engaged.
Yeah,
okay.
Well.
What's the crack with him?
Her fiance, vape design businessman. Sorry, he was a vape designer.
Nice.
Okay. He was spotted walking her dog on Wednesday. Wednesday just gone. Right. Then, 'tis morning. There's photos of him with his bags and his suitcases all packed up, leaving the gaff.
Oh.
And the dog.
Oh, he took the dog.
So there has been no official announcement.
It's still early in America.
It's still early in America. There's been no official announcement, but it's not looking...
So the paps are outside the gaff, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hunting the story down.
Yeah.
So it's not looking bueno, if you will.
By the time we're pre-recording, because Carla's gone away, by the time we get to our third episode today, we'll probably find out. Probably will.
Yeah, true. So there you go. There you have it. What's going to happen next?
They're going to be hated though, aren't they? Surely.
I don't know, and it's a weird one because I saw a lot of people say they better stay together. If this is what happens, they better fucking go the distance now. Like they better Brad and Angelina it.
I was going to say, I was about to compare, yeah.
It was like, because this is so whatever. Now, she's engaged, so obviously her relationship was quite serious. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how long he had been with Gigi Marie Gigi. Who knows? But it is kind of like, it's a bit of a weird one because the press do always make big things out of, you know, co-stars and co-stars.
Yeah.
So much so that you saw Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon look like they were allergic to each other at that do you remember their rom-com that came out with Netflix?
No.
Oh my God, please look at the photos.
Oh God.
They might as well be standing on
Different planets.
Venus and Mars.
Yeah, okay.
They look like they hate each other. Like they look like they just had a mad disagreement. It looks like a graduation teacher-student kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't
Don't touch me.
Yeah, all right.
Right.
Like, I can't believe I have to take a photo with you, but here we are.
Yeah.
And then you have people that have very obvious chemistry through the years. Like, we spoke already about Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain, but theirs was done in a very...
No, that was fucking weird as well.
Really? I thought theirs was like quite adult, no?
No. Oh God, no. They went, long story short, because I know you want to talk about another really obvious one.
Yeah.
But Jessica Chastain and Oscar Isaac, so like the two of them, both of them married in 2017.
Oh, that's quite recent.
Separate people.
Yeah.
And then they were obviously at the fucking, what's it called? It's not Cannes. It was another film festival anyway. It was some Italian one. Venice,
yeah.
the film festival. And it was just a fucking red carpet. It was just like, she put her arm around him. He was holding her bicep. He kissed her on the arm. They're holding each other really closely. They're holding each other's faces. They're gazing into each other's eyes. And it's just like, why? Why are you doing this?
But there is such think about it this way, right? It's a bit different to the time that 10 Things I Hate About You, or sorry, not 10 Things I Hate About You, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah.
I think that Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson have one of the best on-screen chemistries I've ever seen. Like they played the heck out of that couple. But there was none of this.
No.
But there was no social. And it was very like print media was just coming out and we'd just get what we were given. So it was just kind of like, normal.
Yeah.
Same with, now I do think that Eva Mendes did date Will Smith very briefly when they were together in Hitch.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a couple of others. Obviously, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is very famous because that is where
They met, yeah.
Brad and Ange started on their journey. But I don't know, I never got the thing with, I thought people were making way too much out of Oscar and Jessica.
No, not when you see The Forge. No.
Really?
Oh, it's so intimate. It's like, why are you doing this? Your spouses are looking at you.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
A bit like Lady Gaga and
Bradley.
Bradley.
Yeah, so that's another kind of... Now, for me, what I will say is that with Gigi Marie, for me, it's a pure disrespect thing. I'd be like, I'm not going to stay with someone who's so fucking obviously... I know you're trying to sell a film.
Yeah.
There's ways to do interviews and sell relationships and sell a rom-com without making me look like a fucking sap.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
There really is. With Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, I thought the press made a little bit too much out of that as well, because I think that Lady Gaga, as a celeb, is a very openly emotional and very giving, kind of like, you can tell that she's Italian American. You can tell she's really expressive. Every single interview that she does is so like intense. She's an intense person.
Yeah.
The film was huge.
God, I can't fucking listen to some of them songs without bawling.
Like, and the film was gorge. You know, it really did. It sold them to me.
Yeah.
And I think Bradley Cooper did a great job. I think she did a great job. I think Bradley Cooper's the one who wanted her for the role. I think she's very grateful because that's when she started getting talked about for an Oscar.
Yeah.
And House of Gucci. And, you know, she had original song. There was just so much to it that it really kind of, it relaunched probably a part of her career that she really wanted to get into, but
couldn't
really break it. And all that other kind of stuff. And then you have someone like Bradley Cooper who takes a story, recreates it, is very passionate about you in the film. So I think there was always that level. And also because I think people forget, again, Bradley Cooper is a fucking great actor and she's a very good actress.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I don't think the reliance was on an affair.
No.
Now, I haven't seen Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney's rom-com, right? I haven't a bleeding clue what it's going to look like.
Don't even know if it's out. Yeah, it's not
Don't even know if it's out yet. But this is where I'm kind of like, I don't think they needed to be riding to get chemistry because I think they're that good at their jobs. And I think after that, because of how big A Star Is Born got, and you know, it was him singing for the first time ever and a directorial debut and there were so many different kind of facets to it.
It was just Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper in the credits.
I think they were just
them.
I think they were just fucking delighted for each other.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough, but it's the Oscars performance, Carla.
But she's like that. Do you see the way? Have you seen her?
No, they didn't have to go that hard.
She performed with your man Tony. What's his name? She's performed with loads of people. Did you see her? Like, even with Liza Minnelli, she's a real touchy-feely, like outwardly emotional gal. She's a real kind of, she'd be like that with everyone. You know, everyone has a mate who's like that, who's real like huggy, kissy, and it's very like, and you're like, whoa, you're on a 10 at all times. I think she's on a 10 at all times. And if you watch like her documentary and stuff, like the way that she is with Mark Ronson, the most fucking awkward individual to ever walk the earth, she's like that.
No, I get that, but
and they're just selling the movie. They're selling the song. The song is the shalalalo. Do you know? Selling the whole thing.
No, I feel like the Oscar performance didn't have to go that hard.
That tipped you. You'd be like,
it tipped me over the fucking edge. With his wife, and it tipped me off. Like, again, it was like a disrespect thing because
they weren't married. Sorry,
his partner. They were together. Yeah.
Irina.
But it was like that. It was like a disrespect thing as well. I was just like, they could have very respectfully performed together and been just like quick wink at the end or like a hug. This was fucking great. They didn't have to get into character at the fucking Oscars on stage.
That's what the people wanted.
That. No, I didn't. I was watching it going, oh fucking no, stop this. What is it was so awkward.
Right, well, when this goes out, I'll put up a poll.
Right.
Because I'd like to know. I personally believe they didn't go too far.
I do.
I think the media went too far trying to ship them. And I think at that point in time, she was engaged to, cannot remember his name.
Who knows?
Who knows? He was with Irina Shayk. They had just had a baby together.
That was it. It was really new baby.
Yeah, the baby was.
And I think around that time, I was only after having Bobby, so I was just like, oh no, I'm with Irina.
Oh, really?
I'm with Irina on this one.
And it was, but then they walked the carpets with their partners. They did a lot of the press stuff with their partners too. It wasn't like Gigi at home posting up fucking selfies. Do you know what I mean? It was very kind of like.
Oh no, it's not the same. That's absolutely true. I just feel like an Oscar, the performance, it could have been. I just don't like the way they executed it.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't. I feel like you did your part. You did the movie. Perform, grand.
Amazing in that movie.
I know they were, and I loved the movie, and I loved it. At the start, when I first watched it, I couldn't not see Gaga. But then I hadn't seen, doesn't she do like
American Horror Story? She had done that. Sorry, that was one of the things. American Horror Story was kind of her first, I think, foray into acting.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen that, and a load of people said she was amazing in it. So this was kind of the first time me seeing her acting. I couldn't unsee Gaga, and as I've watched it a few times since, I've come around obviously to it now, and I love the film and I love the two of them in it, and I fucking bawl me bloody lamps out every time. But they didn't need to do that. Unpopular opinion, my boy. They didn't need to go that hard at the fucking Oscars.
Okay.
At the performance, there was no need.
That's your wrong opinion. That's fine.
Really,
you can have a wrong opinion. It's fine.
It's fine. It's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong. You can be fine. You can be wrong all you want. Yeah. I won't stop you from being wrong.
Speaking of unpopular opinions, do you have one before we go?
Yeah, sure. Give me a moment. So, Disney. I just don't believe it should be as expensive as it is. In any way, shape or form, it kind of turns my stomach.
Okay. I think a lot of people would agree with you. I think that's quite a popular opinion.
No, as in I think people should actively like boycott it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so fucked up the way that they capitalise on children like that.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
And then you have them, I don't want to say, I will, freaks that go like every day of the year.
Yeah.
and like move close to it to be there.
But for me, I'm just like a yearly pass. If you live in Florida, you've 2 options of different passes and they're half the price. If you live outside of Florida, then the only pass you can get for a year is 1,500 quid, right? Whatever, fine. If you're that into it, admission is so saucy anyway. I think it's like it's in the upper hundreds to get in for the day, which I think is just kind of
that's crazy.
like a festival ticket, but it's not it's like the rides are built.
I know, yeah, and it's not as if like if you've been, you'll know you can't get around it in one day. Like there's that noise that I was expecting at the start of the episode.
So I just don't think it's right.
No, it's not.
Like I saw there was either a TikTok or a tweet or something, and it was like a dad and he got the bill for him and like the family of 5, the breakfast bill. It was like $450. And he nearly had an aneurysm there on the table. And I thought, like, it's such pressure.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to go and scrimp, and you can obviously go and be very mindful and cautious with your money or whatever else like that. But it shouldn't, if you're bringing someone for, they shouldn't capitalize on the fact that like kids are going to want the full experience. And that's like, and kids are going to dictate the wallet for that weekend. These are rich enough. Yeah. The rides are built. Fuck off.
And they own about 60 other stations as well. Like they own ESPN. They own the amount of shit that comes under the umbrella of Disney is just, it's crazy.
It's mental.
They're so rich.
They're so rich. I just think it's a real
No, I get that, yeah.
You know, it's a real kind of fucked up place. It's the same when artists like oversell concert venues and people are either left standing in like a sitting venue or, you know, those kind of things. I'm just like, there is a bit of, I do think that there is a bit of responsibility for you guys to make this enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because you know that it's made for kids and kids don't really understand, you know, cues and this and that and all that other kind of crack. I do think that there is a responsibility by a massive corporation who makes so much fucking money anyway to do things nicely for the people that are going to like buy your shit basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know you can get VIP and gold and platinum and Mickey's favorites or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure there's loads of that shite that you can do, but it's such a money grab, but it's so kind of fucked up to me.
Yeah, I know it is, and I don't know, I didn't know Walt myself. I didn't know when he was alive. No, he got that cryotherapy, was it?
Yeah, very good.
Did he got frozen?
He did. Something well,
it's a conspiracy.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
We'll never know. So I think he did get rich at one point in his life, very rich, like big status. But as far as I'm aware, at the very start, it was like, no, let's just do this for the kids. And then, obviously, the way that the world is now, it's all fucking capitalism. It's just,
there's like that, and then there's like charging $30 for pancakes. You know, there's just kind of
stupid. Yeah.
And putting like Mickey's Wonderful Buttermilk or some shit on it. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just,
no, we do. We need a massive reset. Like, who the fuck
Yeah.
does the world think it is?
Yeah.
With the way things have gone. No, I absolutely agree.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, exactly. The level of greed is always surprises me.
But it's so obvious too. I'm like, oh, you're obviously doing really okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm fine paying an extra euro for a can of Coke when I'm in a stadium. That's grand.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with paying €12 for a can of Coke.
Yeah, that's
watching Westlife at the Aviva. You know, there's things that you have to just relax.
Relax the blatant cacks, Max.
Yeah. You know, there is things that I'm like, I get it, but it shouldn't be for a cheese toasty in Disneyland. It shouldn't be like 18 quid.
No, that's ridiculous.
Just shouldn't be.
No, it's fucking outrageous. No, you're dead right. Do you have a stomper before we go now as well?
Yeah, but also, especially when you're paying your people fuck all.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I know.
It's not as if it's like, oh, the gang are on great salaries.
No. Where's it going?
Not.
Where is it going? Where's this money going?
I have one. Carla's Stomper of the Week. This is kind of like a little bit of a mover groover. Every time I hear it, I'm into it. This is called Everything You Have Done, and it's by Genesee and Medusa. And it's one of those bops that, as I said, you just kind of get into it.
I chop it up like my Myers on a mad one. I chop it up like my Myers on a mad one. I chop it up like my Myers on a mad one. I chop it up like my Myers on a mad one. I chop it up like my Myers on a mad one. I chop it up like my Myers on a mad one. I chop it up like my Myers on a mad one. Better than anything and everything you have done.
Really fault that one, to be honest, Carla.
Every time it comes on, I leave it on. You know, it's
Yeah.
not one of those that I'm like, oh, I'll just move through that.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
great.
like, I actually quite enjoy it. It's a bit of a banger.
I like that one. Thanks a million for listening. We hope you had, or having, a lovely bank holiday weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Carla, you're in Greece right now.
I'm in Greece, guys. I'll be by the pool. I'll be on Close Friends doing vlogs.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Be like, there's a lizard.
There's Dennis. They
Ah.
are, I swear, come back to me when you learn of a new Dennis. Text me every time you meet a Dennis.
Be like, my mate Jen says she knows you.
No, everybody on the Kintas calls her Dennis, I swear to God.
You know her, Jen.
You know, Dad, Dennis. Yeah, right.
You know,
How's
Jen.
it going? If you ever forget anybody's name, just go, Dennis. Oh, no, I thought you were. No, it doesn't matter. You know?
Yeah.
They're all called Dennis. Anyway, enjoy. We will talk to you next week. Bye.